So we're usually giving you tips on how you can improve your Warzone game, but I think it's about time we gave Activision, Treyarch, Raven Software, whoever's developing this game, some tips to improve their game overall. Now, I'm pretty sure anyone watching this video loves playing Warzone, but we do have to admit there's plenty of problems with this game right now that do need to be addressed very soon, otherwise we'll have a lot of the player base moving over to play other games once a new Battle Royale releases. So if you enjoyed this video at any point, or if you agree with any of the points we make in this video, make sure you like this video, also subscribe as we try to reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers, and click the link in the description and follow us over on Twitch. We want to achieve our goal of 100 followers over there as well. So let's get straight into it, as there's a lot to talk about in this video, and the first thing I want to talk about is stun grenades, and I think stun grenades inside Warzone at the moment are extremely overpowered. They're quite clearly the best tactical or lethal equipment in the game. Personally, I feel like there needs to be a lot of rebalancing when it comes to tacticals and lethals inside Warzone at the moment, but I'm going to mainly focus on stuns here because I do think they are the most overpowered, and the reason for that is, unlike every other tactical and lethal inside Warzone, this one actually stops your movement, and we all know how important movement is in Warzone, especially when you're trying to run away from an enemy or dodge bullets. But stuns literally stop you from doing absolutely anything. It takes so long to aim down sights, you literally can't do anything when you're stunned. So what I recommend they do is either reduce the amount of time it takes whilst you're stunned, or they should reduce the effectiveness of the stun itself. It does need to be balanced with things like flash grenades, as pretty much there's no reason to choose anything other than the heartbeat sensor or stuns in the tactical category. Now, just a quick bonus one that I never really thought I'd have to talk about in this video, but the heartbeat sensor either needs to be removed from the game, or it needs to have some kind of cooldown so you can't use it every 2 seconds. The whole point in a battle royale is that you don't know where the enemy players are, unless you have a UAV of course, but in that case you're actually spending your in-game cash to choose a UAV over other equipment that you can buy. So maybe you choose a UAV over a loadout, or you choose it over buying armor plates, but you're definitely sacrificing something. Plus you need to actually look for cash and move around the map to buy a UAV. And that's why UAVs I think are fine in the game. The next one's a really quick one, which I think they could fix super easily, and I don't know why they don't do it, which is the gas mask animation. The amount of times we've died to a gas mask animation is insane in this game. But I think this could be a really easy fix just to make the gameplay a little bit smoother overall. The next one is self-res. Now, I love the introduction of self-res, especially if you're having an amazing game and then you get headshot sniped from a mile away, or there's a random proximity mine on the ground and you didn't see it. Something weird like that, you can still res yourself inside solos. So I do love it for that reason. But what I don't like is the fact that it's pretty much everywhere on ground loot right now. The adjustment that should be made is that you can only buy it from buy stations, because again, you'll need to sacrifice something else like armor plates or a loadout or anything else to buy this self-res, and you'll also need to look around the map to actually loot for money to get this self-res or complete a contract, so you're actually doing objectives and moving around instead of just camping in an area with a self-res. So even if you're having an amazing game and you need that self-res, you're still going to need to be putting yourself in a vulnerable position to the buy station to actually get this self-res, and it's a lot of risk versus reward type stuff going on in the game, which makes it balanced. Another quick change they can make to balance solos and duos is remove the cargo truck as well as the helicopter. Both of those two vehicles are really overpowered when you don't have a 4 or 3 man squad to shoot it down. Any of these high health vehicles should never be in solos and duos, as they're really overpowered. Now, another huge issue that's only kind of came up recently because of the whole rose skin thing is the visibility in Warzone. Now, first of all, the rose skin definitely needs nerfed, but I think overall visibility in Warzone needs to be better, especially for players that are playing on console. Now, if you're playing on PC, you can use Nvidia filters, you can use all that kind of stuff to give yourself an advantage, but I think overall visibility in this game should be much better. So you don't actually need to use those filters. There shouldn't be so many dark spots inside the map. I don't know if this will be fixed with the new map introduction of Warzone, or if it's a lighting issue or what it is, but it definitely needs fixed, and they really need to fix that because it's not just the rose skin that's an issue. Visibility overall in Warzone is kind of tough in my opinion. Off the back of visibility, sounds is another issue inside Warzone. I think footstep audio needs to be prioritized over every other kind of audio in my opinion. And the thing is, inside Warzone is just so inconsistent. Sometimes you can hear an enemy a mile away, sometimes you can't even hear them and they're right next to you, so it's just so weird. They definitely need to sort that out as well. And I think the easiest way to fix this, now I'm not a developer or anything, but just prioritize enemy footsteps above everything else and make that a little bit louder than every other sound effect in the game, and also dampen the sound of teammate footsteps. The amount of times I've mistaken teammate footsteps for enemy footsteps is ridiculous, and they can either remove teammate footsteps from the game or just make it a lot lower in terms of the sound. Now, one of the really big issues in Warzone, especially right now after the Cold War integration, is the time to kill problem. So many of the guns inside Warzone right now have a super fast time to kill, and if you think back to the very start of Warzone, the time to kill was around about 700 milliseconds on average for most guns. Now, some guns like the MP5 and the AS-Val did kill a little bit quicker, and some guns like the Grau and the M13 killed a little bit slower. But like I said, the overall time to kill was around about 700 milliseconds, which gave you a lot of time to react to kill enemy teams, and it actually meant that there was actual gunfights in Warzone. And it meant you can think and outplay a situation even if you weren't the best in terms of gun skill. But now inside Warzone, pretty much whoever spots the enemy first is going to win. Especially with guns like the AUG, the FFAR-1, the MAC-10 and the M16, all these guns kill so fast inside Warzone that you don't even have time to react to it. And I'm going to have to put the AMAX in there as well, but guns like the AS-Val were so balanced inside Warzone because just to get that super fast time to kill, you did have to sacrifice that magazine capacity, or you had to sacrifice some recoil control because the AS-Val you couldn't use past like 20 meters anyway. But guns like the FFAR-1 perform super well at close to medium range that has pretty much made a full category of weapons, such as the SMGs, obsolete. With the correct attachments, it has a stupidly large magazine, it has zero recoil, and on top of that, it has a further damage range than any of the SMGs in the game. And the time to kill is like 400 milliseconds, which is insane. So like I said, the time to kill in Warzone right now is so fast that it's actually ridiculous, and they really need to nerf a lot of these guns to make the game feel more like Warzone again and less like multiplayer. One thing that I think will shake up the game an absolute ton without the introduction of any new weapons is a perk rebalance. Now, some of the perks inside Warzone just are not that effective, and that's because they're mainly built around multiplayer, which kind of made sense, but now it's a year into the game and they really need to rebalance these perks because Ghost is super overpowered. Ghost should only work if you're on the move, and if you're stood still for any longer than 2 seconds, you should be able to show up on a UAV. Other perks do need a buff inside Warzone. Some of the perks can have the benefit of giving you extra armor plates to hold. Maybe you can apply armor plates quicker with some perks, or even the fact that you can carry more ammo for people who do like to use maybe 2 assault rifles. Or maybe they find that they're supporting their teammates quite a lot by dropping ammo for them. This is a good addition into Warzone to make it more of a team-based game. The perks is something that's not had a look into since the launch of the game, and I do think that they do need a rebalance, and hopefully they do this when the new map releases, but I'm not holding my breath. The last couple of things, the whole community have almost agreed that this shouldn't be in the game, and that is stopping power and dead silence. Now, considering how bad footstep audio already is inside Warzone, and considering how low the time to kill already is in Warzone, these 2 field upgrades should not be in the game at all. There should not be a reason if you land all your shots and pretty much win a gunfight, you should lose it just because the other person has stopping rounds in their gun. And there should be no situation inside a battle royale that you can't hear enemy footsteps. That's such a broken mechanic if you think about it. It literally takes the whole element of skill out of the game. And the last and final thing is probably one of the most obvious problems out of all of Warzone, and that is the cheating issue. There's so much cheating inside Warzone right now that you can't actually understand if a player's cheating or if they're just simply better than you. Now, this in conjunction with skill-based matchmaking makes it sometimes impossible to play Warzone, but I don't mind skill-based matchmaking as long as there's not cheating in the game. I know a lot of people don't like skill-based matchmaking, but that's something I can deal with. If someone's better than me, that's absolutely fine. Personally, I think that's how you get better and improve at the game, is coming up against players that are really, really good and that you need to think to outsmart. But when it comes to cheating, there's nothing you can literally do to win that gunfight. Either they know your position with wall hacks, or they have aim hacks, so you're not really going to land the same amount of shots as them because they can literally lock onto you and never miss a single bullet. And Raven Software are stating that they're doing these ban waves over and over again, and I'm glad they're doing something about it, but honestly, they do just need to invest in an anti-cheat system in the game. These ban waves, although they do help in some case, they will also ban just random accounts that have been reported. So let's say you're a streamer or you're quite popular and people know what your Activision account is, they'll just report you anyway just because they can, and those accounts will also get banned. And that's why you see a lot of the top streamers get banned quite often, because people are just reporting them even though they're actually good. And there's no way of you actually getting cheaters out the game, because even if using this system bans some cheater accounts, all you need to do is make a brand new account. And as we've discovered, most cheaters have multiple accounts anyway, so all you need to do is rotate through all the other accounts they have. And if Warzone's meant to last any length of time, this is one of the major issues that they need to fix. If you enjoyed this video and if you agree with our points, make sure you subscribe to the channel as we're trying to reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers. Also click the link in the description and follow us over on Twitch. And thank you very much for watching.